But I live in upstate New York now. And
do you? Holy shit.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I never really. But yeah, I went to work for GE pre-split. They already announced the split. Daniel, why are you recording this part?
Well, we gotta start at some point, so just
start it with the story of me, like, this is my, no.
No, I only just started a few seconds ago. We didn't include the part about your previous life.
My previous life. Anyway,
I don't know how.
On which planet now?
I don't know how to describe it without it revealing. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I did a rotational program with GE, and I lived in Greenville, South Carolina for 6 months. I moved to upstate New York for a year, moved back to Greenville, and now I've moved back to upstate New York. So I am here permanently, or at least for, medium-ish, maybe longish term length of time. So embracing being a Northeastern person. So I listen to lots of Noah Kahn now, and I'm like, I'm angry because it's cold.
Well, you're a Yank. How does that feel?
I have a question. I have a corporate question that we'll get to after the theme here. This is the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
It's Elizabeth.
Hey, I'm back. Again.
Jason's back barely. He barely made it on.
Yeah. I was conquered by a Skype link, I think. Maybe. Possibly.
Potentially, but you arose victorious in the end. And here we are.
Elizabeth, let me ask you something. You're familiar with GE Hitachi, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, does that still exist? Is that still a thing then?
Yeah, the nuclear?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's still going to be called GE Hitachi?
I think they're called GE Hitachi Nuclear is what we've been calling them. It's like, honestly, I don't even know if I fully understand how it works, because it's like they're within the Vernova portfolio, to my understanding.
That's why I'm confused.
Why are you confused? Because they're still calling themselves GE?
Yeah.
Well, so with the split, now GE Aerospace actually is GE. Like, they are General Electric. Call themselves GE Aerospace. And then GE Vernova, which is who I work for now, we, I think, bought rights to use the monogram, so just like the GE circle, and so our name is just GE Vernova. I think with GE Hitachi, because it's like, was already kind of its own separate thing, there's probably some sort of legal ease in there that allows them to just remain GE Hitachi Nuclear.
Interesting.
That's my best guess.
Yeah, that didn't really clear anything up. I'm gonna be honest. You're basically saying they're all doing what they want.
Yeah, kind of. As long as you pay the people for the things that you want, you can keep the people.
Interesting. Was looking into GE Hitachi real quick. So, good place to work?
I've never been to the Wilmington office. It seems like it's pretty good. I think they just recently restarted their Edison rotational program, and they started another program that I had never heard of before. It's more of a hands-on training, maybe repair route. Unclear on that. But it's at the beach, so that's nice. They did. Oh, this was actually kind of cool. I think it was last year. It was either last year or like a year and a half ago. The Miss America at the time was a lady named, I think her name was Grace, and she was a nuclear engineer. And so she was going around speaking places, like raising awareness for nuclear energy. Obviously, GE Hitachi Nuclear already was like making nuclear energy, but she like went there and spoke and did like a women's network event, and they like live streamed it to the other sites. So that was cool.
Yeah, and Chase, for the record, for clarity, Elizabeth does not do the nuclear stuff for whatever
okay.
company you want to talk about. I don't know. Vernova / GE /
some corporate conglomeration of, I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like the total disaster at the top. Like, I don't know. They can't figure out how to name themselves properly, so fascinating.
Yeah. It was like GE wanted to split for the purposes of trying to like generate, I think, a more focused customer base for the three main companies within it. Obviously, in like the early 2000s and 2010s, a lot of companies that GE had got sold off, like appliances, for example. And this, I think, was kind of like the final divesting into actually specializing in fields so that it could be a better company. But basically, my understanding is that they realized that GE brand was really, really important. So then everybody was like, yeah, we're keeping that as part of our name. So
okay,
you end up with three completely separate, publicly traded companies that are GE Healthcare, GE Vernova, and GE Aerospace. But technically, only GE Aerospace is actually General Electric.
I wonder if they're actually publicly traded, because there's been things with GE before that they partially privatized at the very least, so if they're related to GE, they're probably dipping into that wellspring of financial indiscretions, so interesting bosses you have.
Yeah. I don't really know. They did like a whole event at the stock exchange for it. It was kind of cute. One second.
Chase, how's it going for you then?
It is going.
So what do you got in terms of updates?
Updates.
Well, you were in a bit of, so I'll just set the scene here, because you were in a bit of a transition period in your life.
Yeah.
Last time you were on, so yeah, what do you got? What do you have for us?
Yeah. Oh, hang on, my fucking microphone's way turned down. That's probably a little bit better, isn't it?
All right, everyone's adjusting things, so.
Well, it's the technical issues with me and somebody else. Anyway, well, I've been doing a lot of shit locally in Macon. I've become somewhat of a, I guess, local historian or whatever. I've been uncovering a whole bunch of random shit. Every day has been an interesting revelation, I'll put it that way.
Like, information about the city or information about, like...
Lots of shit, yeah.
Cool.
For example, I'm learning well, I guess a dead language, technically not, but dead version of language called Muskogee. It was our local Native American tribe way back in the day. There appears to have been some mistranslation of their heritage as they passed it down, which is interesting. I was always into that kind of shit.
That was really cool.
Yeah, they have a pretty cool name, or they have a pretty cool aesthetics of the language. So, for example, bird in Muskogee is hevu.
Okay.
Elivu is wind. Uke is wolf. So it's there's other as I've discovered recently. Macon's history is fascinating, which is interesting because the town right now is not quite. It's a very strange place.
Were you saying the town is just not quite interesting now compared to what it used to be?
You could say that, yeah. Hopefully again in the future sometime.
Yeah. So, like, when you're talking about languages, I don't know a ton, but I've, like, adjacently seen some stuff about, like, kind of, like, roots and, like, the way that, like, words were derived. So, like, sorry, what was the word for bird again? Like, hevu?
Hevul. Hevul is how it would be in Latin. Hevul.
Okay, so you said how it would be in Latin. So is it, like, is the language originally written in, like, the same...
No, it was oral.
Oh?
Most of the Native American languages are, they were oral for quite literally hundreds, if not thousands of years, depending on their tribe. So that's why a lot of them have either been corrupted or lost to history, because it only within the last, sometimes 50 to 100 years have they been written down.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it depends on how they were passed down. And of course you had the Trail of Tears, which means, a lot of displacement, a lot of death, a lot of, loss of their cultures. So it's basically an archaeology thing to get people, to get things back.
That's really awesome. So how did you find your way into this? Just kind of...
I followed a hunch or two. I was interested in, I don't know, like when I moved back to Macon, I started getting feelings and shit, and I was like, okay, I need to like follow up on these. And that's led me libraries, led me to old sites, led me a whole bunch of places, and it's just been it's been a very strange learning experience. It's often one thing that's connected to another that seems totally unrelated.
That's cool. Was there anything else that you've, like, researched recently that you've found exciting?
Various things. Technologies. Speaking of nuclear, I was, in fact, a couple weeks ago, a couple videos just kind of dropped into my YouTube feed about, various nuclear fission, technologies attempting to be implemented. I believe in France, Germany. I was looking into, like, I've known for years, like, some of their nuclear shit. Daniel probably knows more about America than I do at this point, but, it's interesting because Germany in particular has denuclearized significantly, and, France is not. And there's always this political bullshit going on about how let's make ourselves greener, let's make ourselves, more carbon positive or carbon neutral, and, I advocate for, everyone I talk to is interested in energy is like, okay, if you want that, you need to seriously consider nuclear, depending on the nuclear technology, because the damn shit's been existing for, 70 years at this point. So I was looking into that, and it led me down a rabbit hole of, like, how simple it would be to use, like, something that's non-uranium for a reactor. So Daniel, for instance, is familiar with thorium. Different kind of, it's like a molten salt reactor as opposed to a water-based reactor, like, boil water to turn a turbine kind of thing.
Yep.
So I was getting into all that kind of shit, and as it turns out, there's like an old energy connection, like I'm talking like power grid energy connection in Macon, based on, it's like really old too, it's shockingly old. So I was like falling into that, and that led me back to, again, like various different little connected things in this town. So I spend a lot of my free time exploring that kind of those kinds of things, and it's just somewhat enriching every day, and somewhat frustrating, I must admit too, because it's like I want all the answers now, and it's like I don't have access to them.
Interesting.
That's all you got? Was interesting.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the Olympics on my television.
Yeah, my sister was asking. She was trying to steal someone's Peacock account. I had to put my foot down because you know what? She's already mooching off my Max account. You only get to mooch off of one account at a time.
Only one at a time. No, this is
Oh, yeah.
this is a communist society, Daniel.
Well, she's not contributing though.
Oh, well, I guess you have a point then.
I
Yeah.
said you could pay. I said let's split the Max. If you're going to share Max, why don't you split? And she said no. And now she wants another account. It's like, what are we doing here? If we're to be a communist society like Elizabeth wants,
Whoa.
yeah, then we all need to contribute. She's not pulling her own weight.
Well, we all know that I'm like up to my elbows at this point in corporate America. Do I hate it? Yes. Do I also love it? Yes.
You could be like an inside agent, you know?
Well, it's so fun. I love like silly little
corporations.
Have fun sometimes. I can't lie. Like employee resource groups, I'm having a great time. I love like working with people and like helping people feel connected. Anyway. Also a lot of work.
I'm not sure what I was saying. Okay. Are you trying to watch the Olympics right now? What's going on right now?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out if they're on.
It's probably. It's pretty late. I wouldn't think they'd be.
Oh, so it occurs to me the Olympics are happening now then.
Jace, by the way, to update you, the Olympics are happening, or they started today.
Oh, shit. I'll probably catch them replay.
Yeah, like mostly I'm just trying to see the, like, cause I think the opening ceremony already happened. I think.
Yes, but I can't imagine there's stuff going on right now. It's pretty late.
But I thought that they were gonna like restream the opening ceremony tonight.
Well, how are you trying to watch that? That might be. Well, if you'd like access to my Peacock account, you can contribute accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Although the reveal is I get Peacock for free, so
Daniel!
It's paid for by Owen's credit card. But not even him. The credit card company reimburses him for Peacock. So no one's paying for it. American Express. What did you find?
I found the opening ceremony. It's on Channel 15. In case anyone was wondering.
It's on what?
Yeah, I'll probably catch that later, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's gonna start streaming on NBC, so there we go.
At 8? In like half an hour?
I think it actually starts at 7:30, but I would assume that there's gonna be a bunch of like stuff before, so.
Well, you can give us your live reaction.
Yeah, I'll live react to it while it's on mute.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't actually know what's going on. I did see that Snoop Dogg was a flame bearer at one point. At some point. He wasn't like the main flame bearer, the one that brings it up to like the final part, but he did carry it at one point, which I was like, that's actually
what has Snoop Dogg done lately? Okay?
Snoop Dogg is completing B-side. is what he's doing.
What is his job? What does Snoop Dogg do right now?
What doesn't Snoop Dogg do right now?
Okay, a lot of things.
You know what? I'll look it up. Snoop
What he
Dogg.
doesn't do? What is he doing right now? He's not releasing music. He's not acting. What's he doing? Is he just being Snoop Dogg? Is that his job? Is that what he does when he wakes up every day?
That would be Kiam's, actually, Daniel. That's his job now.
Oh, okay. Elizabeth, what'd you find? What is Snoop Dogg doing?
Well, all I'm getting right now is Snoop Dogg at the Olympics.
Okay. Well, okay, yeah. Right now, obviously, he's
At the Olympics.
working for the Olympics.
Torch. I think at some point he I heard that he did affirmations for children or something. Ooh, it's happening. It's happening. I'm getting a little commercial. Paris 2024.
Hallie. So where's the bomb threat?
Well, weren't there fires?
Were there fires?
I think there were, there was some, I got a thing. Hold on. Let me read it. Hold on. Time out. Stop everything. Okay, right here.
Okay.
That was the wrong thing. I'm back. Here we go. Arson attack causes travel chaos ahead of the Olympics opening ceremony. Are you ready for the byline?
Ready.
Yeah, okay, you guys, I need a verbal confirmation that you're ready. Okay. Case I didn't hear you, so I'm going to assume you're not ready. Coordinated arson attacks disrupted service on 3 high-speed train lines in France, causing widespread chaos on the day of the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics.
That was total bullshit, Daniel. None of that happened.
Was it fake news? Oh,
that was fake news, Daniel. God, you should see some of the fake news I've uncovered recently.
Let's see.
Okay, what's a good one? We need an example. Right now we're just getting a highlight reel of past Olympic highlight moments that were big. Basically Olympic highlight reel, that's what's happening right now. And someone's narrating. Aww. Cute little hug from the 2020 Tokyo Olympics women's gymnastics team.
So, I'm looking at pictures of the arson attacks.
We're back on the arson attacks?
I'm back on the arson attacks. Well, are these firefighters? Because they're wearing bright orange suits. That's wild.
Yeah, they'll wear orange and yellow and neon colors for spotting during fires and smoke and shit.
Yeah, that's wild. We don't have that in America.
No, we do.
I don't know. I've never seen it. I think that's your fake news, Chase.
Yeah.
They gave me a light brown jacket that came with dirt on it. So.
Oh yeah, when you were wearing a firefighting suit?
Yeah, they didn't give us a nice bright orange with some reflectors.
Not related, but kind of related. I've seen a lot of diagrams on pool and lake with swimsuit colors and what is and isn't visible. And I was like, wow, all these cute little blue swimsuits I've been wearing, nobody would have seen me drown.
Well, I could have told you. You're wearing blue swimsuits.
Yeah,
just wear those little arm floater devices and you'll be fine regardless of what you wear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to get one of those little baby floater things that they have now that have goes across the front too. It's a whole full piece with arm, front floaty bar, other arm. That way my head can't go in the water either. Okay, I'm scrolling through Snoop Dogg's Instagram account and I really don't know. I don't know what's happening. He has something to do with a movie coming out at some point.
Okay, but when Snoop Dogg plays characters in movies, is he playing a character or is he just himself? You know? Let's see. I can tell you what movie is coming out. What is that film?
Is Snoop Dogg playing a character when he's in the California Girls music video?
No, that's just him.
Well, I mean, like, yes, he's featured on the song, but, like, what if it is a character? I don't know. He's like...
I think that's actually how... I don't think that's Snoop Dogg's acting. I think that's just Snoop Dogg.
I mean, he's... Okay, anyway. I was trying to get meta.
Okay.
You're not letting.
I know. I'm shutting it down because I'm starting an anti-Snoop Dogg campaign here. He was...
I won't stand for this.
He did play a cat. He did voice a cat in the Garfield movie.
The new one?
That just came out. Yeah, the one that just came out that I'm sure everyone saw. For the kids at home, he voiced Maurice.
Yeah, I have no clue who that is.
Okay, well, I'm sure everyone. Okay, so that's what he did this year. He's gonna be. Okay. Are you ready for this, Elizabeth?
Yep.
2024. When is this coming out? October. In October. Did you know that Pharrell is making an animated documentary film about himself?
I did know that.
Snoop Dogg is in the movie. Do you know what character he plays?
Snoop Dogg, because it's this documentary about himself.
Okay, but still. He's playing himself.
If he weren't playing himself, that would be weird. It's a documentary. Isn't it like...
It's an animated Lego documentary, okay? It's already weird.
I mean, why not? Pharrell can do whatever he wants. He drops a banger anytime he... Ooh, Kelly Clarkson. Peyton Manning.
For our listeners, we're talking about the Olympics now.
Yeah, sorry. Jumping back and forth.
Those two are not in the Pharrell documentary.
They could be.
Oh, they're not listed. There's a slew of other big names. Okay, but still, he's playing himself. Okay, it just reinforces my prior here.
You're choosing data that reinforces the point that you want.
Okay, he was also in The Voice, and guess what? He played himself.
The Voice is a television show.
Okay, we're talking about what he's doing, right? We're talking about what he's done this year. Okay.
Okay.
We're trying to be fair, and two of the things he's doing this year are playing himself.
Okay, but The Voice doesn't count as playing himself because that's just reality singing competition.
That counts because he's still being himself. I'm saying he's just being himself. Well, I'll give him credit. He was in the Garfield movie. Okay, that's his big thing he did this year. Yeah. But he has two. Okay, then he's going to be in 1992. What is this movie?
Yeah, that's the one that I saw on his Instagram, but I didn't see him on like the main.
It's about the 1992 Los Angeles riots. Chase, are you familiar with those?
I'm not.
Or is he doing?
You're the history guy. I don't know what he's gonna be in that movie, but he's just a producer. He's not actually acting in it. So
another one for just being himself.
Yeah, another one for just being himself. Because he's an executive producer, and that could mean, for movies, that can kind of mean anything. From, like, being very involved in the creative process, or just, like, being an investor, basically, like giving money. He's not listed. Like, it's not like he wrote on the movie or anything, so I can't imagine that he had much creative, although he hasn't done that much producing. He's done minimal producing throughout his career. Well, actually, no. Well, a few of these things are. Yeah, I would assume he just donated money. Okay, then this year he was also in The Underdogs with 2 G's, by the way. He's not himself, so I'll give you that.
Okay.
I don't know what this movie is. It's on Amazon if anyone wants to watch it. The Underdogs.
I might give that a watch, actually. Some interesting.
Yeah, Chase, you want to put it on your watch list. Yeah. I don't know what it's about. I guess it's, Oh, this sounds very generic. Okay. Jason 2J's Jennings. So the 2J's is in quotes like it's his nickname, 2J's, because his name is Jason Jennings. Do you get it? It's Jason Jennings, 2J's.
We get it.
I don't know if you get it.
Yeah.
It's very clever. It's very clever. Is an arrogant, washed-up former football superstar. After a major car accident, Jason is ordered to perform community service in his old neighborhood. And that's where I'll stop reading because I think you already know the rest of the plot of the movie.
The really short synopsis is Jason Jennings, a former NFL superstar, agrees to coach a youth football team to avoid serving time in prison.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen this movie, but I've seen this movie.
I will say the fact that Dogs has double G. Oh, Shaun White's at the Olympics with his girlfriend, Nina Dobrev. Oh, John Legend and Chrissy Teigen and their kids. Serena Williams. I already knew that because I saw her interview earlier today. Yeah, I genuinely think that the first 30 minutes of this is gonna probably just be people arriving at the Olympics and waving for the opening ceremony.
It's incredible that we as a society make content out of that. Imagine if we made content out of you walking out of your car into your.
That's called TikTok, Daniel.
That's true. And we do have, I guess that is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Elizabeth, you already saw it. Chase, try to guess how they spelled Jason in Jason Jennings.
Jaysone?
Honestly,
No.
really, really good guess. You got the Jay right.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm assuming it's still pronounced Jason.
Cute.
I'm assuming it's still pronounced.
Actually,
JY is J, yeah.
it's definitely rated R, so I don't know why I just called it wholesome, but I think it would have a wholesome message.
Is it rated R? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Who is this movie for? Okay, who's watching this movie?
5.6 out of 10 stars.
Maybe 6 out of 10 people.
See, this one he's a producer on, but I believe he pitched the idea for the movie. So he's very involved as a producer. So right, that's different than other types of producers. Well, if you were in Atlanta on September 26, 2022, you might have seen them shooting this movie.
You know one thing that I realized, this is about shooting in Atlanta, films and stuff. I remember there was one day that I was trying to drive and Ponce de Leon was closed on that strip right next to the Fox Theater. You know what I'm talking about? Between Spring and West Peachtree?
Mm-hmm.
Or no. Not West Peachtree and Spring.
I know what area you're talking about.
Tree. Yeah. Anyway. It was blocked off and I was like, bro, I'm trying to go somewhere. And I am convinced that they were filming Miss Marvel. Looking back at it and having watched Miss Marvel, they did some shots on that road, and while I was watching that episode of that show, I was like, oh my gosh, that was what caused me to have to go around and have a bunch of traffic to get where I was going. And then I was slightly less salty about it because I enjoyed the show.
Where is Miss Marvel set? Hold on, I'm trying to remember.
Really?
Where's the show set? Do they ever say?
No, they definitely do. Jersey City, New Jersey.
Jersey City, yeah, okay. Well, Atlanta is not Jersey City.
It's not.
I don't remember seeing. Do you know what episode? You probably don't. I'm trying to remember that show. There were definitely some moments in the show where I was like, yeah, that looks kind of Atlanta-y. But a lot of things now, obviously, are shot in Atlanta. So. Okay. Well, anything else you guys wanted to cover? We got to let Elizabeth go and watch more people walking
Yeah,
to the Olympics.
oh, Snoop Dogg is talking to Al Roker.
He's probably promoting the new movie, Piece by Piece, where he plays himself.
Oh no. He's got a really nice chain on. It's got like the laurel, the leaves, and then the statue, the Eiffel Tower, so the rings on the Eiffel Tower, and then like perhaps like a sunset background. So it says that most of the production was shot at Trillis Studios in Atlanta.
That was a seamless transition, by the way. That was good.
Was I supposed to tie it in? I'm just jumping. Oh, back to the Olympics. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are there, and they're wearing pink and green for promotional for the Wicked movie.
But listen, I've known Elizabeth for almost a decade now, and that was a perfect encapsulation of her mind in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That was it. Chase, anything else?
No, I guess I would be paying more attention to the Olympics, though. Interesting that there appears to have been a bomb threat on the Olympics, which is like every time, I guess. But
they do it all.
Their local chief of police is apparently mistaken about a couple of things. So I imagine that'll be in the French news soon. Interesting.
Well, Chase, next time you're on, I want a full sort of review of the Olympics. So you make sure you take your notes,
okay,
and we'll get your breakdown of what happened. Yep.
I'll be sure to forget everything again.
Good. Thank you. That's perfect.